Hello, I'm David Pavey, and with me is Pastor Andy Hawkins.
Nice to see you, David.
On the Village Church. And Andy, we'd like to know what's going on this weekend.
Oh, that's great. Well, we have gotten through Easter, which is obviously a big thing, and so now we're back sort of into our regular mode of services, and by that I mean going back to the third chapter of the Gospel of John, where we have been involved in a series called Signs of Life. And so we continue in this conversation that Jesus is having with Nicodemus. And it's a rich conversation. We have been exploring it, and once again, there's a continued issue with Nicodemus trying to understand what Jesus is talking about, and he's not quite getting it.
That's very good. And anything else on the Sunday morning that's out of the ordinary?
You know, I think we're going to be introducing what's called Great Commission Day this coming Sunday morning. It's a day in which we, obviously we have a global impact week in January, but about halfway through the year as well, we also have a Great Commission Day to remind people and bring people up to date on what some of the things the Christian and Missionary Alliance International work is doing. And so we like to sort of boost our giving to that particular Great Commission Fund once again, which we do each year. And so this year we're going to be introducing something by way of video about that emphasis, and people will be able to give to the Great Commission Fund, perhaps above and beyond their normal giving for the next month or so. And then on May 21, we'll have that come to a conclusion.
That's good. And that always stimulates missionary interest and prayer for our missionaries.
Indeed, it does.
And so we have an evening service?
We do indeed. At 6:15, we're going to get back into the book of Ezekiel.
Oh, let me guess.
And, that's right.
We're enjoying that.
And we're actually at a point, sort of a change point in Ezekiel. Ezekiel is broken up into three main segments, and one of them has to do with the judgment of Judah, which is impending during the first 24 chapters of Ezekiel, but now it actually is happening, and Jerusalem is falling. Of course, Ezekiel is speaking to the exiles who are already in Babylon, and but now he talks to them in this section about the judgment that God has for the surrounding nations. And which is important, I think, for the people of Judah to understand that God's not only going to judge them, God judges everyone who fails to live up to the expectations that God has for nations. And so we begin a section that deals with God's judgment on the nations.
Yeah, that's very important, really, when you look at the world today and realize that God does, in time, judge nations and controls the course of history. Very good. So we'll look forward to that, and we'll look forward to seeing you there on the weekend.